According to the Media Research Center, good friends of ours, it has been, ready, 259 days since the network newscasts of record have uttered the words Hunter Biden. 259 days. Thankfully, the Wall Street Journal is on the case, publishing a new article today titled "Prosecutors Advance Tax Probe of Hunter Biden." It claims that the Hunter Biden probe is gaining steam when it comes to his taxes. Quote, prosecutors have asked questions about several companies associated with Hunter Biden and are examining whether he moved funds in a way to obscure his tax liability. We've got new details regarding kickbacks Hunter allegedly received, like the time a company led by a Kazakhstani banker, remember Kazakhstan, wired $142,000 to Hunter's consulting firm. That money was later used to buy Hunter an electric sports car, a Fisker, and Hunter later traded it for a silver Porsche because nobody in the Biden family drives electric. Of course, that's just for you to do. Sounds sketchy to me, but something feels weird about this whole probe, right? Do you guys get the feeling that this whole tax investigation is just a red herring or a diversion away from more serious crimes? You know, charges that could implicate other members of the family, like the big guy. Jim Trusty is a former DOJ prosecutor, and he joins us tonight. All right, Jim, what gives you the impression that there's a little bit of a cleanup job going on at Biden's Department of Justice?
Well, you know, the starting point is that it was the defense attorneys for Hunter several months ago that leaked out this notion that he had some tax issues that he had to clean up. And I thought even at the time, that sounds like a really good defense attorney euphemism for much bigger problems. I mean, it's kind of like Al Capone's lawyers say, well, he's got a little tax issue. Don't worry about the Valentine's Day massacre. So I think from the get-go, all the public reporting we've seen about the laptop, about wire transfers from Russian oligarchs, Kazakhstan, everywhere else, it all smells like a much bigger case than tax evasion. It smells like possibly Foreign Agent Registration Act, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, money laundering. I mean, big, weighty federal charges that are really indicative of a pay-for-play kind of scheme. And so maybe the evidence isn't there, but if the evidence is there and you have these trial balloons about tax cases coming out, it smells like something where there's going to be a little bit of DOJ collusion to come to a very soft ending in this case. Would Hunter have to go to prison for a tax beef? Well, not necessarily. I mean, there's room for prosecutors to be a little creative. It's harder when you're a federal prosecutor than a state prosecutor, believe it or not, because of things like mandatory sentences and sentencing guidelines that are driven by loss amount. In other words, all those dollars stack up to higher exposure for him. But there's ways to do it, and that's what I'm a little nervous about. Again, I don't have proof of this at all, but the way it's been dragging on, the way it's been very quiet, the way the trial balloon came out, I could see kind of a quiet Friday afternoon announcement that Hunter has a misdemeanor plea that he's got to enter or a deferred prosecution agreement. There are ways to either cap it or eliminate the ability of any judge to put prison on the table. Wow. So Hunter, after all this, could end up with no jail time. Do you think that federal prosecutors, I know this is coming out of Delaware, are getting pressure from Maine justice? Yeah, no way to know. I guess the way I would phrase it, Jesse, is like there may not be pressure, but I'm not in love with how the FBI has conducted itself under Chris Wray. I don't see a big difference between the politicization that they had with Comey and take into account like doing federal search warrants for diaries. I mean, that's unheard of. So I'm a little nervous that the investigating agency here has a little political edge to it when it comes to the leadership. The U.S. attorney has kept their position because of this investigation, which is actually not unheard of. That's typical when there's a potential conflict of interest. But I think it's a real integrity test for the attorney general, because that's the guy that's going to have to sign off on anything, whether it's a very strong indictment, a non-prosecution agreement, a deferred prosecution agreement, a soft plea, giving him, basically no jail. Any of those things are going to make their way up to the attorney general. And boy, it's a huge integrity test, I think, unlike anything we've seen in presidential history. Well, we've had a guest on last week who told us they thought that Hunter was going to go to prison for a while unless his dad pardoned him. And now you're saying that he might get away scot-free. And I don't know what to think. I'm just wondering where that diamond is that Chinese tycoon gave him. We'll have to keep following where the leads take us. Thank you very much.
Trusty.
All right. See you, Jess.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.